Although they are educated, skilled, and capable, millions of people worldwide are finding themselves without a job and without an income due to COVID-19 and its effects. Though Africa has challenges in bridging the digital divide in its economies, the World Bank says Africa has the opportunity to harness the digital economy as a driver of growth and innovation. So which virtual job opportunities exist that people, especially women, can tap into during lockdowns? Let's find out. Hello and welcome to Our Voices. I'm Auriane Itangishaka. On today's program, we will look at virtual job opportunities that you may be able to tap into, especially during lockdowns caused by the COVID-19 pandemic. Jobs that can be done online or by phone, in business, health, information and communications technology, education, and more. We are highlighting young women who are crafting some of these opportunities. First, in discussion with people across the continent, the following jobs are mentioned as opportunities that women can tap into by simply using something most carry with them everywhere: smartphones. The jobs are virtual culinary teacher by giving cooking tutorials, virtual vocation coach by giving sewing, knitting, and ceramic classes, virtual gym coach, virtual makeup coach, interior designer, legal advisor, document editor and translator, virtual business assistant or virtual secretary, virtual social media content manager, virtual human resource or accountant. You can also open an online store and start to sell things. However, to maximize your income, Nadia Owusu, a 26-year-old online consultant and youth advocate in Ghana, says there are skills that online recruiters look for, skills that you need as an independent entrepreneur venturing into a virtual economy for the first time. She spoke to me from Accra, Ghana.
Well, nowadays skills are going beyond certifications and book knowledge. Employers and job recruiters are looking more out for soft skills, looking out for women with leadership skills, as in entrepreneurial skills, people who can take initiatives, people who can work in environments where they can adapt very easily to change, people who are able to step up their game and go beyond what is expected of them at the job office. But I feel women are doing better in terms of coming up for jobs and impressing everybody. It goes beyond your first time to work and being maintained in the office. We need to see that your communication skills is better, you're emotionally intelligent at the job space. So it's a variety of things women should do when they actually want to work in such a space, because working online, you have to train yourselves to not just be in bed and working, but time management is very key. If you're working from home, it's very key because you can be in a mix up of a lot of things. You're managing your family, you're managing yourself, you're managing your timelines and your deadlines. So
Now, you're an online consultant. Tell us a little bit about yourself and your company. How and when did you realize that you can make a living, work for yourself, and online?
well, that just happened without me even noticing, because I started out as someone in communications. I did linguistics at the University of Ghana and coupled with French and Spanish. So my area of study had to do with languages, communications, and for me being an online person, I spent almost all my time online. I had all my online communities online. My friendships were online, but spending more time on Facebook, liking, commenting, sharing, laughing, watching memes. But I realized that, well, there's more to this space. People are not seeing that they can get opportunities online, not just opportunities, but we can monetize from the online space.
Now, with all these skills that people need to be able to get on the digital economy and work for themselves and make the money, where can they get the trainings that they need, especially for low or maybe no cost?
We are now in a space where everything happens online. Platforms are putting out courses for free or little to no money. Google is actually having a Google Garage where people can come and learn digital marketing skills, coding skills, entrepreneurial skills. They have the Google Digital Skills for Africa. It's a course where people learn fundamental skills that has to do with digital marketing. And it's a course I did, and been helping me generate more funds because share my certification with a brand or a business or an individual, and they're like, oh, wow, you're Google certified. Well, for me, I feel that it goes beyond learning, but the community you find yourself in, which spaces are young women trying to find themselves into? And I find myself with the Google Tech Makers, the Google Women Tech Makers. It's a place where women who are aspiring to do major stuff in the tech space get mentorship, get a community of women where we can learn from one another, we can inspire one another to actually understand what it takes to be a woman in such a space. So I feel apart from learning, we should encourage young women to be in spaces that can also help them do bigger things.
What kind of jobs do you see out there that are available that they can tap into right away with very little skills, or maybe with the skills that they have attained that you can see and you can advise?
People are getting jobs in the online space. People can work as social media managers. People can work as art specialists. People with creative abilities can be graphic designers. People who love websites can also be web designers, web developers, SEO experts. People who are communicable people, like people who love communications, people who love to write, can be online writers. They can be online tutors. They can also be online recruiters, email marketers, virtual assistants, telemarketers. It's a whole span of things they can do for themselves. So I'm going to say that people shouldn't think that they are losing their job. So that's the end of the road. They should learn. They should update their CVs. They should update their LinkedIn profiles and be out there. They might never know what's waiting for them. It's funny how these places that we don't think we can monetize are actually generating income for young people in Africa.
Very good, very good. Now, many people who do the type of job that you do have multiple skills. How do you profile yourself and give yourself a position title? I mean, it can get very confusing understanding what you do and eventually getting hired.
Yes, yes. It's been fun for me because each and every year I have a new title to myself. For me, sometimes I say I'm a youth advocate. Sometimes I call myself a digital marketing consultant. Sometimes I call myself an engagement person. It's a whole lot of titles I keep finding for myself. So I position myself depending on the kind of work I want to do. Different spaces or different spheres I find myself determine the kind of titles I call for myself.
Now, you mentioned about, working with people outside of Ghana and charging in dollars. I mean, do you also work with other countries, and how is that working out for you? Because the internet is not a geographically confined space. How is that working out for you?
I've been able to make bigger progress from all my online channels. So I position myself as a thought leader in my space, and it comes with being able to showcase what I'm doing. And it makes it easier for people from different locations to contact me and ask me how I can work with them or how I can profile their pages or how I can even boost their businesses. I've been able to work for people in Nigeria, Abidjan. I've been able to work with government organizations in Canada. So I feel being an online person, I am not confined to just getting up and going to work at just one place, but I'm able to work with different people. And it comes with communication, having a clear, thought out plan, having a contract and agreement. These are my deliverables. This is what you're expecting. This is what I can give you. And if all parties have agreed, then it makes life easier. I'm able to work for them. At the end of the day, I come home with my cash. So that's a good thing for me.
In further discussions with Owusu, she says that public speaking is a skill that one must have when working online. It's time for a break, but when we come back, we will look at virtual opportunities in the health and information technology sector. We'll look at a 24-year-old Nigerian CEO of an online platform that provides mental health services. She says that women with skills in this field can sign up on her website and easily begin to make money. That's next.
Being part of Our Voices is about more than just sitting here and talking about women's issues. It's about listening to them
and bringing their opinions to the table and making sure their voices are heard.
Because our lived experiences, our stories, and our voices will help shape the next generation.
Welcome back. You're with Our Voices. Ebere Okonkwo, the 24-year-old CEO of My Care Buddy, an online mental health counseling platform, together with her team, has developed an online tool that people seeking employment during the COVID-19 lockdown can work without leaving the comfort of their homes. Ebere says their freelance mental health providers across Nigeria can provide services in this all-inclusive, non-judgmental space for clients.
Yeah, okay. My care body came as a result of number one, passion, an unquantifiable passion in mental health. Okay, that might come a little bit personal because I am somebody that I've had one or two to do with issues bordering around mental health. And I know for sure that if I had a platform like this, then that I could relate with, that I could easily consult somebody at the comfort of my home. Because, of course, there's this thing about stigma, and in as much as we are always surrounded by people, family, friends, there is still this thing of wanting to hold back. You are not ready to shed yourself, completely. So I was at that point at a lot of times in my life. And so I have always thought of having, to develop, but I never saw it becoming something as huge as this anyway. But of course, as time and events would have it, I saw an opportunity to actually build a company. And of course, the first thing I wanted to build a company on was on mental health, providing a solution to mental health for people that ordinarily would not be able to access such such services for different reasons, probably because they are very, very reserved. They wouldn't want to go all out there, or probably because of the cost, or probably because of stigmatization and so many other reasons. So, yeah.
Now, what type of technology does the caretaker need to be able to give their services? I mean, especially if they want to work from home. I mean, we're looking at ways to make money at home with very little technology.
Yeah, fortunately, my Care Body platform makes this very easy. You don't even need to leave a spot for you to actually be a caregiver or a mental health service provider on the platform. All you need to function and, of course, make money, because that is the goal per se, is to have a smartphone, good internet, like working, functional internet. Right. You are good to, that's all there is to know. And then, of course, a little bit of tech savviness, know how to operate applications and all of that using your smartphones and system. Okay.
So how does it work? How does the technology work? Does someone just get on your website, sign up, and begin making money by providing their service, mental health service, and the different other services?
So when you go on our landing page, at the footer, you would see a provision that says sign up as a therapist, which of course is what we're talking about here, or sign up as a buddy, because there is a particular unique package we deliver on a platform. We call it the IRAN sessions. And then the caregivers that deliver the services on the platform are known as IRAN buddies. The difference about this package is that it comes in different indigenous languages. Now, this particular package is addressed at the locals, the indigenous people in the country. There are some people that might not be able to access good mental health care because of language diversity. Of course, this is just the beginning. We hope to further scale to even other countries. So as I was saying, you click on sign up as a therapist or sign up as a buddy. When you do that, you are opened up into a dashboard where you fill in basic information and a test about your IQ, if you really can deliver. Once that happens, we would get a notification. Of course, the system has a way of doing that. When we get that notification, we'll reach out to you and conduct the necessary offline interview, because this is a critical issue. Mental health is not something to be taken lightly. So we need to establish that you are the best fit to provide such services. So once that is done, we approve your application and boom, you have access to create your profile, and then you begin to render services and make money, of course, while
Speaking of mental health, in our VOA Picture Africa series, we are sharing with you Elogosa Osunde, an artist who uses her skills to remove any negative attitudes about mental illnesses. Osunde also gives some advice to those thinking about becoming storytellers.
My name is Elosa Osunde, and I'm a writer and visual artist. Writing is the source of all the work that I do. One of the major distinguishing factors of my work is story. Because I tend to focus on themes, it's important for me to have a form present in the image, but I think because of the way I work, it's less important to focus on a person's face, because it's not necessarily about them as opposed to being about the general human condition. For example, anybody who looks at the series is thinking about how the bodies interact as opposed to how the face looks. Color This Brain, I created that work because I wanted to see what it looked like for a high-functioning neurodivergent person to be shown in visual art. I think I've seen brilliant depictions of mental illness in literature, but I haven't seen very many in visual art. I think even around here, especially in Nigeria, people tend to think that mental illness is madness. But I wanted to remove the stigma and also to show that people are struggling with mental illnesses in their day-to-day lives, but are still fully functioning in society. My word of encouragement to every storyteller is what I tell myself. Tell the story that feels the most true to you. That's my word of advice.
We have to take a break. When we return, we will look at opportunities that may be available in the business, communication, and IT sector. We'll speak to a systems manager about what the landscape looks like in this field. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Our Voices. The communications and technology fields offer numerous job opportunities. A Kenyan business system manager in a private firm, Caroline Siovuta, says the opportunities for virtual jobs is growing significantly during COVID-19 lockdowns. From Mombasa, she tells us more of her observations.
I noticed there was increase in demand in terms of ICT connections from home, which as a result created opportunity for people to acquire more gadgets from home that are compatible with online communication. There was increase in virtual private network connections, cybersecurity in their homes. In the past, we've not had cybersecurity at home, we just connect gadgets. But now, because we are connecting things work, we would have to invest in something like cyber security. So there was increase in that. So it created demand basically in terms of technology.
Now, which other opportunities do you see in your field that you can advise women to take advantage of, especially in the lockdowns where they're trying to avoid being in common places where there's high traffic of people during COVID?
First of all, I've noticed that people have now trusted technology, so they know they can access, people can be assisted from wherever they are in terms of ICT. So some of the jobs people can take advantage of. We have consultation, you can consult online. We have training. Um, you can train anything from, if you have ICT, some lack of knowledge somewhere like Excel and stuff, you can be trained. Um, Digitization of documents, um, because people now, we have to share a lot of stuff. We don't have to physically go and give offices documents. So people have had to invest in uh, scanning documents, putting them up online signature. So those are some of the jobs people can see where they can take advantage of. Also, data analysis can be done online, software development, testing of applications. Yeah.
Now, what do you see as challenges that might be keeping people from getting those jobs or taking advantage of the opportunities that might be there?
From my view, I think is lack of information or lack of knowledge that these opportunities are there. Then there's also like lack of networks. You don't have somebody who knows somebody who can help you with this. So to take advantage of this, I think people should we should try to engage in more networking, ask around. Nowadays, we have these job platforms, LinkedIn, social media platforms, even you find social media like Twitter or Facebook or Instagram. People are sharing information about jobs.
If you are in Kenya, an inexpensive application that you should consider signing up with to advertise your formal or informal skills and services on the internet is Redend. This app helps you inform people in your communities about your skills. Catherine Karimi Guchenge, the app's founder and CEO, explains.
It's an application that delivers all skilled workers, both in formal and formal sector, onto the internet space. So they're able to be seen on the internet. Data is bigger than oil. It's what will enable us now build an informal sector bank that enables us alleviate the problem of the betting and the loans and all that. And when we are looking at employment, we'll be able to source and enable counties to solve the problem of unemployment, because we have a business model that targets both employing the informal sector and also building the jobs as we speak. So right now we don't know how many nurses in our county in Nairobi. We don't know how many electricians are in Westlands Market in Kamukunji. We don't know how many people are panel beating the pans. We don't know, but this platform will be able to give us that information and that data to help us help them better, give them loans, and data is everything right now for the government.
In this week's Women to Watch segment, we share with you a young lady who is working to improve the education system in her country by helping to improve each teacher's work experience by providing the resources on a virtual platform called Teacher Tools. Through this app, she's also creating for herself and her team virtual jobs. Stay with us. Dana is not just a tech-savvy young Nigerian. She's also business smart and is working to create full-time virtual jobs for herself and her team members through an app they've created to help Nigerian teachers better prepare for their lessons. She tells me more about her journey from Lagos, Nigeria.
I would say that I have very, very supportive teammates. I mean, the platform wouldn't have been here without my team. So we conceived this idea in December 2019. So it's just hackathon idea. And then we conceived, we're like, want to solve this problem in Nigeria. So that was how we came up with the idea. And then fast forward to February before the lockdown in Nigeria, we decided to turn it into a product and into a company, duly registered company in Nigeria, and that was how we started the journey. So I would say that I would like to thank my team. I'm also a person in tech too, but having someone on your team that can push these ideas that you have into a product has actually been very, very interesting. I also commend Adeyika John and Omoye Gloria. I've also gotten support from my parents, my dad most especially. He has been very, very supportive of this, my dream, my vision. And then financially, we haven't really received any seed funding in quotes from anyone. So this app has been pushed from where it's from ideation stage to product stage to where it's been launched to the stage at which it is now. From our pockets, we have actually been the ones funding the idea, and this is because of the passion that we have with the problem that we're trying to solve. We are really passionate about changing the educational sector in Nigeria. That is why we have That is why although money has been a challenge, but we have actually been funding this idea from our pockets.
Now, you just mentioned some challenges that you came about when you were beginning this project. Were there other challenges besides financial challenges that you saw and you experienced when you were starting?
Okay, so the challenges that we have encountered so far has been talking to people. I mean, talking to one to want to use your app has actually been a challenge. Like, people will be like, why should I leave what I'm doing and use your application? For now, I would say that we are doing good because we've been able to sign a partnership deal with the National E-Government Strategist NEST to be able to push this platform into the hands of our teachers.
Now, since you began and since teachers began to sign up on your platform, how are they benefiting most from your platform?
The main problem we're trying to solve was to shorten the time that teachers spend while preparing for their lessons. And I would say that the app is doing well. We have content loaded on the app, but not all contents yet. But the contents that we have, teachers are responding very well. I would say that it has actually reduced the time that a teacher will spend while preparing for his lessons. So we have these suggestive notes. You go through the notes that we have there, and the teacher can also add his or her own ideas to the notes that are already there. And students can also log in and see the plans that, wow, this is what I have for the day, and go in there and have their notes for the day. But for now, we have teachers that we have on the app presently that are using the app, and I'll say they're responding well to it.
You've essentially created a job for yourself and for the people that are working with you. How soon do you hope to monetize this project and, eventually start getting paid?
Well, I would say we've not started monetizing it yet, and we're not in a rush. Actually, the pressure to want to make money is there. But we're not in a rush to actually want to make money now. So we're not planning to monetize it any moment soon, simply because we are still studying how teachers are responding to the app, and we're still looking for ways to make it better for now. So once we see how teachers are responding to the app, we'll decide. Of course, it will eventually be monetized, but we want to just study how teachers are responding to the app. Like I said, why we started the initial push drive is passion. We're passionate about solving a problem. So we just want to see how teachers are responding to it first before monetizing it subsequently.
Now, a final thought. In their recent report on harnessing the potential of digital technologies, the World Bank recommends closing the gap in digital infrastructure and enhancing affordable broadband access with improved regulatory frameworks. That's all for us this week. We hope you find today's tips helpful. On behalf of my colleagues here at VOA, until next time, have a good day.